Tadi, I heard the pitching from Hyboka, from Fellows Academy, sama Hennessy. Yeah, Hennessy. Overall, see, I think because with Impact Hub, we don't really offer, funding, but we do connect entrepreneurs and we help them accelerate and capacity building, upskilling. So a lot of my feedback from them was, I don't know whether they were shy or cold or tired of pitching, but the confidence level of telling about their businesses was a bit lacking, and I told each of them about that. I love the business. I love the fact that I got to meet the two female entrepreneurs here because their products are actually very close to home. Personally, care and child education, and Hennessy is also very, very close to home because I came from an oil and gas family background as well. So. But overall, I think it's the way they were just pitching, and I think when they have to meet investors and funders, you gotta, 8 minutes is a bit too long, and you gotta capture their attention in like 2 to 3 minutes tops, right? So no, but it's great. It's a good. It's Indonesia will benefit a lot from all your products, and I hope that you guys keep moving forward, even with the rejections.
Hello. As far as feedback from me, I guess is maybe if your startup or your project, whatever, is is more specialized, maybe provide a little bit more more background information. As in general, whenever I meet startups, sometimes when they're more specialized and something I'm not familiar with, because obviously I come from investing background, right? So I'm not too familiar with child healthcare or construction. So maybe you can give a little bit more background info about how many people it affects, like the market and stuff like that. That help a lot, at least for me, into understanding, your product and your business.
Hi everyone. Today I got to meet Hyboka, Infis, and Project Acne. My feedback based on my observation is that you need to be able to tell your products in a simple way in 2 minutes. At the end of the meeting, the goal is to make sure that the potential investor is able to, one, know your product, two, know the high-level business model, three, can make a high-level P&L in terms of what are the revenue streams and what are the main direct costs. And I gave direct feedback to the three of the startups. Some of them are not able to explain the product briefly in 2 minutes. And even after they are able to tell the products within 2 minutes, the next homework is for them to be able to give good impression so that after the meeting, I remember your company. Because at the end of the day, imagine if they are like an angel investor or like a VC, they got to meet dozens of companies per day, right? So you need to be able to make them remember you. So my key feedback is that, one, be simple, two, be unique. It's in that order. Not unique and simple, but simple and unique.
I met a lot of interesting projects, like some of them really like related to what I've been doing. Maybe the notes is like the pitching is more heavy on the introduction rather than the project itself. Maybe you can put more details on what are you trying to make, how would you make it, how the result, like something like that. Maybe more detailed in that rather than the long introduction. My feedback maybe put details more on like project timeline. I didn't find any project timeline except for one of the creators, and maybe something like that, the project timeline, and then maybe the structure, something like that. And then I think most of the things I want to say already represented by Mr. Diaz. So yeah, hopefully after this, keep making what you're trying to make and make the impact for all of us.
Hi everyone, thank you. I met three amazing person today. A lot of them very related to what I did in GCAF. So I co-found GCAF Illustration Fair It is one of the biggest in, I think, in Southeast Asia. So kind of related. My feedback is really simple. Honestly speaking, it is not on investable stage. Honestly speaking, but you guys are doing something, and I think the market is there. But do things that don't scale first. I think that's what you need to do. Some of I think Planaria already have revenue. Focus on the revenue. Focus on the profitability first. And I think maintain the profit. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. Nowadays you don't need to be like the super fast growing company. Like no. Those days are gone. I think long gone. So focus on the more sustainable approach, more lean approach, more profitable approach is the best way to go. Especially if you already have revenue. For those of you that haven't sell the product yet, I think the first bit is always like, for me, this is my product. I already tried to sell. This is what's happened, right? I think that's the best way to actually pitch to investor. So straightforward, like 2 minutes, yeah. So first slide, 2 slides already the product, and this is what happened with my effort, and people can imagine the market afterwards. So for Jumbadi and Panggung Bermain, what you need to do is actually to prove first, pick the shortest way to try to sell the product, and after that get the market validation, and after that grow from it. I think that's the best way to do it right now. So yeah, I think it can be related to a lot of you guys. So
I think in general, the summary is I feel that the lack of articulation, because I try to ask questions. Usually I want to know like why you want to do this, because it's very important to understand the why. It's very important to understand the drive, because the drive is what makes differentiation between amazing company and just a so-so company. So articulation. And two is basically I think it's also, everybody already said, it's lack of validation, or the basically most of you that at least the 3 of the people that I talked to, I was having a hard time to understand what do you need from us, or what do you need actually, like the product itself. Do you need more like money or access, or even like what are you trying to do? Like this is something that I don't understand. But the more I talk to them, I realize that I think why that they're not ready is because the lack of validation. They don't even have the conviction themselves. How can you make people to believe if yourself you don't even have the conviction? And to add to some of the people already mentioned about the lean concept, if some of you understand how the property or apartment building sell the product, then you will understand how the lean concept would work. Usually, they will invite people to come and join for a dinner. And then they're going to do a presentation. This is the building, this is the apartment going to look like and everything. Do you know that they don't even have the building yet? And many of them, they don't even have the land. They're just selling based on the presentation, basically. But the cost is probably they just give you lunch or dinner for free. But then after that, they usually ask if you want to get this apartment in the next 1 hour only, you can get 50% discount of booking fee or whatever it is. No question asked. You can get refund if you go home and talk to your spouse and your spouse hates you, then you can get the refund 100% or something like that. But the point is they want to know how many people are interested in the blueprint. Even if they finish the building, in reality, whatever that you see on that presentation and the real project would completely different. Usually it's the product, the final product might not be the same as what it was before. So the same thing with whatever that you're trying to build. You need to be able to sell first with whatever the minimum viable product that you have, including just the blueprint or the slide, just to see if actually you can convince people to spend money. And if they do, then you can start building the product. Even that, you can still building like a very minimum viable product. Then you can even build something like just a website. Even building the product, you can hard code everything just to see if people want to pay a little bit more. And you keep building that, and eventually, then you have a product, you can solve the product market fit, because that product market fit is a cycle. It's not just one-time go, it's a cycle. You try to validate the product itself, you try to validate the problem that you have, then you try to validate the solution that you build. And that will repeat into a cycle until you find a very solid product market fit. Then not only that you convince yourself, then if you convince yourself, then now you can actually convince other people. So I think that's the key. Be lean, trying to validate, and once you do that, then you know you can practice more articulation so that you can pitch better next time.